welcome everybody. Whether this is a small session today, but we will discuss how we will deliver this event for around 5 minutes. The next of minutes. So today, my name is Sophie Park, Associate Professor at PolyU Design School and Service Design Program here. Hi everyone, I'm Angus Campbell. I'm an Associate Professor in Service Design Program. Then she's very important today.
Hi everyone, I am the year 4 service design student, and which is the first year for graduation student.
Okay, so this is me. I'm James Park. I studied painting and communication design at religious student. And then I worked at some IT companies. I played at police safety in the United States. Also, I studied linguistic biology, design research and methodology. Then I worked in US and Korea, and then I got a PhD in business school in medicine. And I worked about 10 years in medical field, and then I jumped to the PolyU 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, our sub-design, we made and rewrote in the program and created its first year graduate year full student. So we have brand new and then brand new corporate. This is me. I am very new in Hong Kong. I've only been there for about 6 months. I am an industrial designer, product designer. I've worked for 20 years in South Africa at the University of Johannesburg, teaching industrial design. And then moved to New Zealand for a new design program that was interdisciplinary, looking at design in the world across, as opposed to with stipends of narrow line fields. And I joined to sport and developing service career program as a synthesis with So I'm very excited to be sharing about our interviews today. Okay, this is commercial video. Let's see first what service design is.
Did you know over 93% of the Hong Kong economy is in the service industry? Yet until recently, there wasn't a single undergraduate program here for service design. That's why we launched the first Bachelor of Art in Service Design in Asia. We help you connect business, people, and technology, focusing on sectors like finance, healthcare, and hospitality. And each hands-on, you will work on real projects with real organizations, like Mox Bank and Hong Kong International Airport. Our mottos: the more human-centered, the more business-oriented, the most financial value.
Hong Kong runs on services. Service designers help organizations evaluate the services, understand what their customer needs, and identify where to improve and innovate services. How do we do that? You will learn how to map user journeys, identify value opportunities, and prototype your solution so that everyone can see and feel your innovative ideas. You will also learn how to measure results: faster services, fewer mistakes, lower costs, or happier customers and employees.
It's not just about tools, it's about mindset. You'll build empathy, systems thinking, and creative problem-solving skills. These help you tackle big challenges, from improving government services for the elderly, to designing community support systems, to imagining after-school programs. The Bachelor of Arts in Service Design, where human-centered thinking meets business impact. Join us and help design the services that will shape tomorrow.
So this is quite a well-known definition of service design by Professor Rudy Maga. It says service design choreographs processes, technologies, and interactions within complex systems in order to co-create value for relevant stakeholders. So again, speaking to my prior experience, this is a new shift in the way that design is working within the complex realities of the world that we are currently facing. And I think it is this very interesting interaction navigating how to work across multiple stakeholders. I think that adds a lot of value to students that undertake service design. to. Has anybody heard of Consue's law? I hadn't either. But it talks about that the structure of a service will mirror the structure of the organization that built it. And if we have a look at the local government, I'm sure many of you have experienced, whoops, there we go, the sort of updated I'm Smart application, but the government were looking at, well, how can we navigate all of these different information platforms, all of these different bits of interaction that people within Hong Kong have to engage with, and how do they find a way of bringing it under one specific server? So the design team had to look at how do we collaborate across these different organizations, multiple stakeholders, and create a service experience for the people of Hong Kong that is much improved. And again, I mean, I think that these are iterative. This is the beginning in itself also improve our challenge.
Okay, so why service design in Hong Kong? So clearly, Hong industry when you look at in Hong Kong, service industry is the biggest one. But also, from product design, manufacturing, now looking to service industry. So design a way how we can understand market, how we can understand industry, how we can feature design it. This will be vision statement how we can think a lot. So that's why really the around industry challenge and other opportunity in the future of values. This is kind of evolution of design. So long time ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, design activities all make beautiful, form, like a function. But now, everybody enjoy beautiful, functional. What is my thing? What is my interaction? What is my experience? So what kind of thing is my services? Service is very expensive. Service is very valuable. So that's why how designers we can make a certain value for people, individual, how we can make a value for percentage utilization for company, how we can be a certain capability for company to be what you are, profitable business making the service design. This is the view of such design. So that's why you want to understand human experience and then how we can create new services.
This is a very nice diagram that explores the history and development of service design. So as a discipline that emerged in about 1985, and this is a very European chart, but we can see that as time evolves, there is a whole lot more activity that's happening around focus on the service sector specifically. And as Jay mentioned, 93% of Hong Kong's GDP, so gross domestic product, is generated through services. That is a staggering amount of money that's brought into Hong Kong through the service sector. So ultimately, training of service designers is essential.
So this is our school program. Here is service design. So after foundation year, and then student will design service design. Then we have two different directions. One is social design, for how we can make social better. In the service design, also social design way we can do, but we will do more commercial way. How we can make better profitable business like Hong Kong, the Chartered Bank, and the HSBC, and Volksbank will be our target, or insurance managing in Hong Kong. That's why our mission or target goal of Hong Kong is how much we can understand financial commercial services. Now, most people, finance is business, finance is technology. We will say finance can be services, how we can. So, our one first target is finance and commercial services, how we can do that. Also, public community, right? On the empowerment, how we can. Also, health, travel, hospitality, industry as well. Also, cash, right? Let development in the ICT industry as well. So we are targeting this area of our position. Targeting by issue
for future service design. So we will show some example today. This is a certain statistic. So service designers feature salary. Compared to other design discipline, service designers salary is equally high. In Hong Kong, in Thailand, or in US, in Singapore, in Europe. So, starting point, the reason why, because the service designer working together with business sectors, working together with some kind of engineers, that's why they are some kind of key player inside of this. This is our future direction from house store.
And I also add, I think one of the aspects that's very attractive for service design is that many service designers are entering roles in other organizations. So in a sense, they're not competing to enter into design agencies where the roles are very narrow. So service designer is going to HSBC, working with a design research team there, or it might be going to work for the local government. So students are able to find roles in a much more diversified industry as opposed to as a product designer which work within a very narrow band of product design industry.
So maybe subsidy 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we didn't have that culture because after studying US, working US, and just arrived in Japan, Tokyo, 2016. 2016, very much a great experience, great example for you, right? Service design. Everybody, frankly speaking, when you arrive a certain country, especially city, 2 things is very important. One is make bank account. The other, you should make your handle number. So in Japan, my secretary told me you should go somewhere because you're foreigner. You cannot speak Japanese. Okay, I'll go Syria. Japanese system is very complicated. So at the first time, I tried to go and explain, I want to make my bank account. And then Chinese people say like this. Okay, I followed this direction. It took more than 30 minutes, but finally it made like this. When it's Japanese, お客様、日本では口座番号を作るのために電話番号が必要ですよ。So it means, in Japan, if you want to make bank account, you need telephone number. Wow, this is a good message. So I thought about, okay, I should go somewhere. Okay, they do this. Oh, I say, well, thank you so much. I want your message. So I went to something like that. It took also 30 minutes to discuss service process. It's so boring and complicated because they are very supportive. Then finally, they mentioned you might understand what they say. この人は日本では電話番号を作るのために口座番号が必要ですよ。The meaning is, in Japan, if you want to make a telephone number, you need bank account. Wow! How wonderful! That kind of thing is system is working. Letting people understand user experience is so good banking system, so good telephone system. Wow! How can I do? This is super challenging because we don't understand what we should know before. We cannot make a certain clear service for 4 years. At that time, in Japan, 2013, all these adults can use in Japan. So how we can create new service for that company to make it into a revenue issue. So that way, this is clearly we can understand why service design is important, why the other business they should think about together. So this is actually clear example where I thought, oh, this is a service design issue. And so to solve that kind of situation, we
so this is a good example of a service design blueprint with somebody studying and looking at healthcare services. How do we create a managed service to really ensure end-to-end, so all aspects of the experience are integrated. And you can have a look at the different touch points. So these are the different moments that people engage with different aspects of the service system itself. How people feel, what are they emotional? And so I can imagine Jaden going to try and open a bank account, so after the same way you need a mobile phone, go try and open up a mobile phone account, and then after 30 minutes you start opening a bank account. So like that huge frustration. So how do we navigate to make the emotional experience better? And sort of following the user journey of the actual person through various points and interfaces and different people and different timelines. So it really is this very high level way of exploring these sorts of experiences. And likewise, this is a different way of presenting it, really looking at awareness, consideration, access services, and really looking at how to look at the patient across these multiple different touch points.
So our program, that's why we try to understand more curiosity. It's more, it's alternative. So it means complexity to curiosity. Then we can apply the interspecies touch point. If so, it is financially very good. The reason why long time ago, Toyota, Honda, Ford, Premium here comes. The user side is only one. Upset to buy, use, and then all of this is so useful for me. But now they become Honda, Tesla, Toyota, etc. So the competition, they should understand really is customers' value to our list of keepers like a sign of. Then this company will be successful. Like that way, organization knowledge over time. So for example, how to make a car is they will increase it out. But based on technology, based on market, because we are human is different call. We have to change it. Maybe today you like this, tomorrow you need more. So that's why our desire keep continuing. Our needs keep continuing. That's why here is the portion how we can make new services. So that's why they just summarize service designers. Why suddenly it is slightly or a little bit more higher than the other designer? Because we are collaborators. We are understanding between business, engineering, and design. So, of course, we should know some kind of basic design skill set, but we should understand common vocabulary, how we can develop conceptual planning, so what is useful, value for people and company as well. So, designers, service designer, they go some US design or consulting or design industry, how they can be a certain business community in a church there.
This is a very interesting exploration of some of the skills that were identified by the World Economic Forum for crucial proficiencies for education in the 21st century. And they are foundational competencies and character qualities. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you start to look at what a definition of service design is, which talks about holistically looking at problems and trying to understand relationships and complexity of interactions, interdisciplinarity, working across and between disciplines and learning how to collaborate, being very focused on life and life things and on people's desires, but also understanding how those fit within planetary boundaries and concerns as well. Being co-creative, working with others, not just as an individual, as an expert designer, but understanding what actually there's a lot of creativity that exists in the world, still being visual. So we're still building on those existing design skills that were taught in previous domains, being radical, innovating, thinking about how we can offer things in new ways. I mean, if we think about Uber, it's this purely service-oriented business before There was no such thing. Everybody had to charge their own car. Suddenly, this an organization that is all about getting around the city that owns no cars. And very much data driven. So in the world of AI, navigating and using data becomes very important. And when you start to look at those highlights there, you start to see many of them mapping across very clearly into these crucial professions for 21st century learning.
Okay, this is our substance team. So we have just a lot of year-old. Okay, yes, we are. So we have many industry collaborators. For example, for and Future Park and Microdesc and Mobile, just that public transportation. That is, we are working on our project. So let's look at some couple of projects. So this is, we mentioned how we can capture complexity of people. So that's why this class, we try to understand what is actually happening, the process of business, what is actually happening, the system. So this is some kind of example. So students are doing.
So this is the user journey map about server design. So we use the example from students they want to wellness thing. They want to go to the canteen to enjoy their dinner or lunch until the end they finish the lunch or dinner in the canteen and leave. So in the user journey map, we will separate each step, separate each step, and we have actions, touch point, emotions, and pinpoint to analysis to find what is the opportunities for certain design students can create to find a solution, find a pinpoint, and create new solutions.
Yeah, so also this is very unique for us. Whether we should understand some kind of Kubernetes with business people as well. So some design we can take a design. It means how we can understand data. Now everything with the data. Then user-centered design understand. So we are piloting how we can understand big data, don't break data. Also how we can understand qualified user data and then make a circle competition and methodology new strategies such as.
And this is the example of this course. And this course, we try to collect a lot of data. Whatever the primary data or secondary data, we will collect together, and then we try to make it more clear, like a pie chart or line chart, to let our data to emphasize the keywords and to find some insight about data and create something new solution.
Yeah, like that way, our course try to understand systemic way to analyze keywords in business complexity, work productivity. Also, this is an example that I taught with Hong Airport. So this is the example that is say Hong Kong Airport has three check-in system. One is traditional check-in system, face place. Second one is Facebook system, view to close. The other thing is mobile check-in in your house. Of course, they thought about we replace three services, and then customer will be happy. But in reality, customer is not happy. Why? This is how. And then that's why three services make people confused. Then actually, Hong Kong Airport they thought about this is really so good. This is operators' experience, but actually, user experience, customer satisfaction is not so good. You don't know how to find they're so complicated. All this is so complicated. So, students make a simple solution, have future technologies to we work together. So system, future system, now it's taking any time, anywhere, using forward solution, and then we target wayfinding, then visual voice how can do. So let's see example. This is our tier 2 service interaction that just
QR code for your online check-in on the scanner below.
Yeah.
Place your husband down with the front cover facing first. Hold the box point in the same position. Hi, how may I help you? Sure, please put your travel documents in the scanner on the screen. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
So how to use this service?
原来他下半身在一黑呢。
Hey,唔使急，check in 唔同公仔咪得咯。撳我塊芒就可以 check in 㗎啦。咦，原來你哋去台灣啊？準備咗簽證未啊？可以放呢度喎。而家揾人幫你 check 下先。Hello。搞掂晒啦，玩得開心，我哋下次見啦。趕時間唔驚，公仔有晒聲。係咪搶登記？公仔幫緊你。行李擺我後面就得㗎。等我幫你啦。等我幫你啦，拜拜，拜拜啊公仔。行李託運太麻煩，公仔手臂冇困難。
Yeah, of course, this is Hong Kong Airport duration project, but here to students. Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you. So this is our earphone custom project. Also, we are we do many collaboration project we have doing. So before that, Claire will explain something about subsidy that feeling so far. That's been made.
So actually, the first time I was listening about server design, I was thinking it's just like a very easy solution. Like we just, for example, it's like sheep. The production and kind of deletion food, and then they pass to the customer and to want their satisfactions. But actually, after learning server design, I'm thinking server design actually it's a whole system. It's not just the food. You have to consider about the kitchen system and about make the restaurant environment and also the waiters' their attitudes and a lot of things. So at first they need a clear menus. So clear menu means the customer they have to know what they can receive from the restaurant. And then the service provider, like the kitchen, the restaurant, they will tell you today what I can provide. So this is also the server design blueprint in the server designs. And after that, each person's role we need to very clearly. Like I have to know who in charge about which part, and then you make all the flows smooth. And then the employees viewing is also important. That means how they can, what kind of qualities the product they can deliver to the customer. So both are the backstage in the service design. And after that, we have a customer experience. So we give the food to our customer and let them just try it. So this experience for customer is called user journey feedback in service design. So at the end, we have to receive the customer feedback. Just like in a restaurant, maybe the waiter or the chef will ask him to do you like our food? Do you have any comments? So this is also the template we are looking for. So according to this, the whole system and this process, and we can get the data and analysis. Finally, we can create innovation solutions for the restaurant ecosystems. So for product design thinking, just like a sheep, the goal is to create a delicious food to customers. So they focus on the final execution of the plate, just one-time delivery. For service design thinking, it's just like a restaurant, like a restaurant director. The goal is to design the whole restaurant operation systems. So we will focus on system, management process, collaboration, and continue to deliver from a holistic experience.
Okay, let's continue for other project.
Yeah. So in year for one project is keep doing. So this year we have 5 themes. Which is Pinkford. It's a Korean childhood entertainment companies.
Shop baby,
Baby Shark.
baby, shading.
Yeah. And Moxed is a Hong Kong digital bank. And the Breast Hub, it's a PolyU agency to care about children's mental health. And Hong Kong Export, also Hong Kong Market. Yeah, so me and my team are focused on Mox Bank, so I will introduce more about Mox. So at first beginning, we have to know about what is Mox they want to target, what is their target customer. So this year they want to target about young generations. The challenge they are facing, it is how we can transform the personal financial management from the burden into an enjoyment for young generations. Because we all know the financial management, it is the issue is not the young generation, they don't care about financial management because they think doing the financial management is too boring or it is a kind of pleasure for them. Yeah, so that's why they don't want to keep doing. So our vision, my teams, our vision is to let loss to be as addictive as a social media on gaming.
Right. So, like that way, we do many project collaboration in the actual industry. Also, this year we had project collaboration with international artists in Japan and Tokyo. So we invited the one project we planned up for. That time we visited GK in Japan. Also, we invited the Taikino. They also looked at our state of colony and they did our project. Also process one biggest research company, like a few hundred service design in Japan. So this is the overview. Under the people, product developer, they introduce about how we can make new service scholarship. And then collaboration, Japanese student, UK student, and then our PolyU subsidies with a base and team, and we develop the study, and then we develop one service solution. And then Claire.
So at first beginning, we and every student just go to visit the online smartphones game centers. Yes, and we observation there, and we get a Sunday observation for the people's their actions. So we learned new skills like a new concept. It is called one-on-one, and that's a kind of selfish in people's mind. But this is because a lot of issues like social issue, personal issue, I cannot show it.
So Okada meaning is, for example, if I punch Claire, this is doesn't work as a teacher, but sometimes as teacher, I'm going to punch the other student. You're so late. So how can I avoid the game space and then punch her? This is Okada monkeys. Okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay, please fix your one.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our prototype because we only have 3 days to create this project. So we just start from the idea and just discuss to our team. And also this is the first prototype is we try to create a machine and let people to put the water to some people's bodies because they feel there is a theory, they say if you're angry will make them happy. So that's why we create this machine. And then at the first prototype and the second prototype becomes professor say this is not enough for interact. Yeah, so we just design improve the 2 players. And this is the final presentation and it's a video for
Here's the product.
here, service design, and then Paul will continue foundation year of PolyU program.
Thanks, Professor. It's very interesting and competition course. So these are, if you want to short course, most important is to be able to have what at the first. Okay, so this is very important. Because you know, or in simple is why the teachers. Okay, because service design is real life. So and then it and you get promoted in service design and then after just special design. Okay, so for design and for design and your future. So in very simple, just like this one. Okay. If you pass or successful in year one, then make the student choose from literal year to year. Okay, that is very important message. Okay, so you can find the name foundation instead of machine learning. Everything you learn and touch you do time you want. Okay, so very important. So that's why if you got the successful year one and then your kids or even is the student know more about what is their favorite in the customer and specialist. Okay, so just being quick is what is our special in year one. Okay, most important messages is just that explanation to our subjects. So is that all the project based evaluation and the assessment. So that is very important for message, especially for the parents, right? So we always ask is no vision. Okay, always stay a long time in school, so we may have this pressure. Plus, we always should work is as a have projects for their project base. So in course, you that divide with 4 main aspects, right? So the aesthetic, creative, critical, cultural context, and most important is the technical and collaboration. Right, so because we have quite special the Concord design schools, because we have some workshop, especially for design, student can experience lots of the hands-on skill in the workshop. For example, we have the workshop, good workshop, feeding pages, or even is a multitude workshop with a board. So that is the most significant that would help the student to understand more about the design industry and to take. So I won't talk too much because we will have the more detailed one at the afternoon. Okay, because I would like to give a kind of statement of what we learn in year one. So actually we will have this kind of subjects in here, right? So not so much, but the student will have some very easy side, right? Mostly also projects, knowledge, and actually as they need to attend, especially not only about the curriculum, the design subjects, also they need to fulfill about the university requirement. It means that some general subjects, okay? So that is very important. And also is about school life. A little bit different with other school or other campus than university. We have the home-based student. It means that the student can stay here for a certain time, 24 hours here to learn out all the things. Okay, so to ask the question, why your kids don't come back to your home? Because they will have a very busy life here. Okay? So
To bring the computer.
Yes. Yeah, and also we are computer action, right? So they are very powerful, right? So it's why to whatever they like here, including video, people, all the things. And also, yes, we have a very fun network basic skill is to hands-on with the model. Okay, because we could teach not doesn't high technology skill also is a kind of very fun and basic skill. Quality, right? And also is we need to show also right. So that's why they need to do is a kind of presentation, criticize with the students, I guess. And also, it's most important is we got the tutorials for students. And as I just mentioned, we have different workshops to support this. You can see that is the recap, right, workshop to support their assignment and learning process, right? Because it's required, they have need to have very high motivation. It means that all the workshop is free for them to access, but they need to spend time with our user. So that is very important, right? Especially if you have very special thing is the bacterial that it means the library, okay, bacterial library is for the students learn something that they not able to see some of the material production through the actual things here, right? And I don't talk too much. If we all really want to know what they can study or what they work or before, because in like the Texas for all the given assignment in there and we know what we are going to learn and what it is to. Okay, so that's very important answer. Before, so if you have chance, just visit. Okay. Okay, that's all for my part. It's very simple. If you really want to know more about detail after lunch, you have the section here, they need to do. Okay, and then you can ask more questions because it's for tips for the parents and the students get the successful to our year one. Okay, so very important. Or you have some questions to ask or just join like okay, it's okay. Good.